To all the Doctor Who fans that are in the audience, to all you Whovians that are still out there that haven't been driven insane over the past weekend, well, there's another opportunity for you to completely and totally lose your marbles on Saturday, but I feel incredibly bad to have to do this video. Not because I know that it's going to be bad or anything like that, it's just I see what's going on to your franchise of choice right now, and oh my God, I thought, because I did that Star Wars video from a couple of weeks ago, and you know what, I can be empathetic about something that I have absolutely no attachment to. I have not watched an episode of Doctor Who. I'm not going to pretend to be a big Whovian, okay? I don't have a Tardis in the front yard, okay? I don't have little Dalek toilet paper holders or anything like that. I know the characters. I know the people who have been in the role as Doctor. I've listened to a bunch of reviews. I follow people who like Doctor Who relatively closely. I like to listen to people who are passionate about things, even though I might not be interested in the source material. And I know what you guys are going through right now. As somebody who has lost anything that he had some sort of emotional attachment to in media, I can empathize with your situation. And because this is just probably, oh man, for as much awful stuff as we've seen in 2023 and in the 21st century in general, this might end up being one of the most woke things that I have ever seen. And guess what? If it's not curbed right here, and it looks like, well, a lot of people are kind of turning on it, we're just going to see the rest of media in general continue to dive down this deleterious path. So Doctor Who is getting cancelled. It's more creative or editorial choice by Newsweek than actual fact. Cancelled in the sense where, oh my god, people are just so mad about it online, but justifiably so because, well, we have clips to show you just how bad they did this, okay? Like, I wasn't around making content during the time of Star Wars The Last Jedi, but I know all about that. Like I said, I like to listen to people who are passionate about stuff, even if I don't have any necessary attachment to it, but this is being unfavorably compared to that because you bring back a beloved character for most people. David Tennant's 10th and now 14th Doctor was easily their favorite, if not the best, outright. A lot of people have a soft spot for Christopher Eccleston or maybe Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi as well. But a lot of people think that, you know, the work that David Tennant and Donna Noble, Catherine Tate, his companion right there. I know the vernacular. I don't know any of the other stuff, okay? But I know that their story, as I've been apprised the past couple of days, was very well loved and appreciated. I forget the title of the final special that they had right there, but it's like, man, okay, as somebody who has no emotional attachment to that, you know, them having to go their separate ways and somebody having their mind completely wiped, and if they think about them, they immediately die, and they did that as a last-ditch effort to save the world. It's like, you know what, hey, I'm just kind of, you know, giving you the overarching narrative of what went on right there, but the performances definitely sold it, and the writing is exceptionally strong, even if you've been put off by Doctor Who with its, let's just say, campy presentation. Not cheap or anything like that, that's some of the old stuff, but to bring back somebody whose story is totally and completely done as well as you could possibly do it, only to just shit on the legacy and the characters. Guys, I'm so sorry about that. And I didn't have anything to do with that stuff. All I did was just see these clips, see the full context on this, listen to a couple of reviews just by people that, you know, this stuff really hit home with them. It's like taking your girl to a funeral of one of their relatives that they were really close to, but you didn't really know them. It's like, I know I feel bad for you because that's what I'm supposed to be going through, and I know that this is, you know, he was a great person, but oofda. It's time to pay our respects to this very, very, very dead franchise. Unlike Star Wars, which, you know, some people, depending on how firmly their helmets are attached, might like some of the new content that's out there. There's still some hope that there could be a resuscitation in quality over there. With Marvel, there's always the hope, right? Because they're bringing in the X-Men. They couldn't possibly do to the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, all of those great Fox characters. They couldn't possibly do to them what they did to every other one of their characters from when they established the MCU. They couldn't possibly do that, so there's some hope that's over there. But when it comes to Doctor Who, everybody was looking forward to. It's like, oh, they gritted their teeth through Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor. Okay, they were super pissed off and fell off because of the Timeless Children and the fact that her entire run started so brightly with about 30% of the UK 8.6 million people tuning into her first special. And then by the third episode, half of those people turned out, and then it was hitting record low, lower than when it was canceled ratings. They were hoping that something was going to come along and that David Tennant, Donna Noble, or rather, Catherine Tate as Donna Noble were going to be coming back to just reset this franchise before Ncuti Gatwa takes over as the 15th Doctor. There was hope there, but it's all gone. It's all gone. Beloved British sci-fi show Doctor Who is celebrating its 60th anniversary. Yeah, 60th anniversary. When, about 10 years ago at this point in time, it was, Doctor Who around the world. I had some friends and some co-workers at the time who were big into Doctor Who, and they couldn't stop talking about Matt Smith 50th anniversary special. Like, it was poppin' stuff, okay? And now with the 60th anniversary, they're like, oh, fucking no. With 3 special episodes dedicated to Doctors past and present. Yeah, next week sounds like it's gonna be a fucking banger. The first of the specials aired on Saturday with the 14th Doctor, David Tennant reprising his role, titled The Star Beast. Catherine Tate also returned as a companion, Donna Noble. Although critics and many fans adored the episode, nobody adored this, okay? The Rotten Tomatoes score is fucking hilarious. As you can see right here, yeah, it's not great. Earlier today, it had 100% on the critics, but 42% from the audience rating. Yeah, with an average 2.6, so it's like not even cracking just barely cracking 50%. It's tough, man. And also knowing that it's been slapped with the seal of failure from Disney, well, this is all but expected. So yeah, although critics and many fans adored the episode, what's the fucking many part about this when it comes to the critics? 18 reviews, huh? You can't even see. Oh no, you can see some of the reviews that are out there, but oh lord, some of them. Yeah, looks like people have a lot to say about this, but let's continue. Oh yeah, warning if you don't want to get... Nobody cares about this, okay? The scene to spark fur involved an adorable alien life form called Beep the Meep, voiced by Harry Potter actress Miriam Margolyes. Okay, the 2-foot fuzzball, the puppy dog eyes, and large... It ends up being the bad guy at the end of it. Spoiler, like I said. Melted viewers' hearts before they realized to be... Oh, he's revealed to be an evil dictator. Well, yes, of course. Before the true nature came to light, the Doctor and his pals offered to protect the Meep. But that's also before, well, there was a Children's Hospital charity special to just reintroduce the Doctor, by the way, that came out recently. Somewhat recently, okay? And, well, we got a 15-second clip because, well, that's kind of all you need to know when it comes to this stuff. And, yeah, brace for cringe. But don't worry, it's going to get worse.
Hello.
Alright, so yeah, it's just like over the top in camp, by the way. So yeah, this isn't the cringe part.
Just passing by, because I got a bit lost. It's funny. 60 minutes ago, I was this really brilliant woman. Oh. And now I've got this old face back again. I mean, why?
Okay, now you might think, Don, you're just getting too out of pocket on this one, okay? He's just making reference to the fact that he used to be a woman, now he's a man. Okay, well, if it was just that one-off thing, oh, I used to be a brilliant woman, okay, but 60 minutes ago, but now I just go this old mug on. It's like, okay, that would be a fine joke, okay? If that was an isolated incident, if that was just simply presented in a vacuum, nothing would be wrong with that. But it gets worse. It gets a whole hell of a lot worse there. And yeah, all of this pandering in order to just go ahead and adhere to the message, it's very strong. So yeah, just holding up women as being brilliant, whether they're biological or not, you're going to see a consistent through line. Before the true nature came to light, the Doctor and his pals offered to protect the Meep. The Meep, I promised I can help him to get home, the Doctor said. You're assuming he has a pronoun. Yeah, asked Rose Noble, Donna's teenager, not Donald's teenager. Oh my god, if this was my quote-unquote daughter, I would, make like 42% of their compatriots. Anyways, we have another clip. Instead of just me reading the text of it, I can have us all die a little inside and play a little bit of it, shall we?
I promise I can help him get home and then you You're assuming he as a pronoun.
Oh.
Yes, sorry.
Oh.
My chosen pronoun is the definite article. I am always me.
Oh, wow. I wanted to play that uninterrupted so we could all just go ahead and soak that in together. Yeah, like it says here. Okay, a non-binary character meets an alien for the first reaction is to ask for why would you do that? Why are you doing that? Some fans slam the scene with ex-user Dorothy wrote what a load of woke shit. Yeah, kind of, but no, it's just because it's unsettling. Like, it is, on the face of it, it is just woke shit. But then you also got to dig a little bit deeper than that. It's just so out of place. Like, that's not natural conversation with anybody on the face of the earth, okay? Like, you don't have somebody else offhand, okay, just say, oh, did you just assume, unironically, okay, like, there, you could joke around with your friends. It's like, oh my god, did you assume their gender? But it's the Doctor. He deals with intergalactic beings all the time, and none of them take offense until this one specific instance where you've got a dude playing dress up also in the room as well, and I'm not talking about the Doctor. Yeah, it's something that immediately takes you out, okay? It breaks the verisimilitude, it breaks your cognitive dissonance when you're watching something like this, because you want to be immersed in the entertainment that you're viewing. But that right there, it's just an immediate big old 150 cc's of modern day just being injected right into your veins. It's just, it's off-putting. Non-binary character meets an alien and the first reaction is to ask for pronouns. Yes, from the tweet that we just referenced. I prefer the cancel Doctor Who for a decade than have it continue as woke propaganda, said, yeah, okay, obvious people. One user quoted the BBC's review of the episode, writing, this special is preachy, and by the end, oh yeah, this is, the BBC's official review, by the way, the guys who finance, produce, create, and host this piece of shit. Special is preachy, and by the end, a little more than a delivery system for, they unironically used the message in there. And this is the fucking woke-ass BBC, by the way, okay? So this is coming, this is too much. This is too much for a leftist outlet. You know you fucked up when the BBC calls you out for being woke, you suck hard. Well, yeah, exactly. However, many fans praise the show with Tardis monkey, you know, somebody who's already pot committed, obviously. Doctor Who says trans rights. So it's almost like somebody's maybe a little bit more adherent to one thing over another. I'm just saying, if that was your takeaway from that, outside of, wow, that's shocking. Well, why are you doing that? Yes, the Doctor, the gender fluid, sometimes sexual, omnisexual alien who constantly goes around fighting oppressive regimes across the universe, has frequently stated in the incompetency of bigotry, has gone woke, or commented neeks. The fuck is a neeks? But yeah, somebody who is, okay, yeah, because Doctor Who, well, besides Dr. Karen, who came before this regeneration, had always been a man. The Doctor's male, okay? But the Doctor has more important things than worry about where he was going to put his willy, okay? Like, there were cosmic issues that he was dealing with. And it's just like with Star Trek. And it's like, yeah, you can have your societal commentary. You can opine on social issues. But it's never as ham-fisted as that. And if you're going to do that, you're going to drive off your audience. Exactly what's happening with Star Trek right now. Reminder that the show has been woke cringe since 1963, and it was never for bigoted, closed-minded people anyway, says a fucking freak on Twitter. It was always bizarre to think about how Doctor Who has conservative fans, because this version of the series that exists inside the heads is not the version that exists in reality, wrote Hush. It's always leaned towards progressive ideologies and updates its message in modern times. And again, you talk to people who actually watch this shit instead of just watching clips on the internet, or fucking freaks that just want to have their message pushed before the actual quality of the content, because yeah, there are a lot of things that talk about societal, political, interesting issues, but they don't do it in such an overt way. The Simpsons did it. The Simpsons did it in the 90s better than South Park could ever hope to think that they fucking did it. The first three seasons prior to cancellations, Family Guy was awfully good at doing it. previously mentioned Star Trek, again, since the 60s, since around the exact same time, was dealing with very similar situations. And until you had that Kurtzman guy take everything over, it was very nuanced and appreciated dialogue going on. But now, well, now it's just for people that use monikers online like Neeks, Adri, and Hush. The fucking weirdos that want to go ahead and have their pet ideologies put on every fucking screen in order to have their existence affirmed. Otherwise, it's literal terrorism that's being inflicted upon them. That's how vapid and fragile these idiots are. But then they'll go ahead and, reverse project this out and say that, oh, I don't even know why you're here. I don't even know why you're a fan. That's always been about this. It's like, no, it hasn't. Hey, you're attacking me. Ah! Fucking weirdos. But yeah, man, if you want a little bit of homework, just take a look at what Russell T. Davies, the guy who, and again, this is why it might even be worse than what went on with TLJ with The Last Jedi for Star Wars. That would be the 8th film that came out. If you're not as immersed in this stuff, don't worry, I got you covered on this one. Russell T. Davies, he's a gay man, but he also was the original showrunner and writer when the Doctor Who franchise came back from the dead in 2005. He's responsible heavily for making it the success that it was at the time, only for it to just turn into this smoldering dumpster fire that he had to come back and hopefully resuscitate with the most popular Doctor in modern times. But unfortunately, he took that last bit of that sentence and description and went, "Oh, that's all I'm going to be writing about." Nobody cared he was gay at the time. Nobody cared what he did outside of what he put pen to paper on in the confines of Doctor Who. He was appreciated for what he did, and when it was announced him and Tennant were going to be coming back to the program, Russell T. Davies continuing on with the 15th Doctor, people were encouraged. And then he started to attack the fans. And then he started to attack all of the legacy content as well, saying that one of the most famous villains in series history, we can't have him in his original presentation because we don't want to connect disabled people with being evil. Oh, but yeah, telling fans to fuck off. It's like, cool, you've ruined your legacy. You've turned the Doctor into a fucking joke. All in order to push a message that has never been less popular than it has been throughout 2023. If that hasn't been a perfect example that this type of woke shit, okay, as a wise man once said, excuse me, everything that's woke, people tell me it turns to shit. And that's what we're seeing with Doctor Who and so many other things. Fucking Marvel went through the exact same process. Star Wars, a bananama. Star Trek, yeah, it's still down there lying on the floor while you're having fucking musical episodes. Ugh. Just to really drive this home, I got one more clip for you guys in case your skeleton hasn't physically left your body with the amount of cringe that I've subjected you to. Hold on for another 26 seconds because it's going to be a bumpy fucking ride.
Yes, we know.
We know everything. Thanks.
And
oh, by the way, that's Shaq in a wig right there.
you know nothing. It's a shame you're not a woman anymore. She'd have understood.
We've got all that power, but there is a way to get rid of it. Something a male-presenting Time Lord will
Oh!
understand.
Just let it go.
And we choose to let it go.
Yeah, that was all in service. Okay, that entire episode, and don't let anybody else tell you anything otherwise. It was all to be a big trans allegory, because the reason that Donna would no longer know who the Doctor was because of a mind swap that ended up happening. If she remembered the Doctor, well, she would just die. That was the closing moments of the 10th Doctor before he got regenerated. But the long and short of it is, because Donna gave birth to that thing, she transferred that power over. And now in order to set everything right, yeah, then they just have to fucking glow up at the end, okay? And make everybody cringe out of their mind. And then that sets everything correct. So the Doctor isn't even driving the story in his own fucking show. Stop me if you've heard this before. And trust me, you're going to see a lot of studios get stopped because everybody has seen this before. They know where the fuck it goes, and now they're starting to turn out in droves, and I love to see it. Hopefully, and like I said, man, while I'm not a Doctor Who fan, I've seen this stuff. I've seen it covered by a lot of people who are Doctor Who fans, used to be, okay? I'll be interested to see the ratings on this, and then especially interested on that next episode that comes out on Saturday, because this right here, this was all-time terrible. I feel bad for you guys that are out there. You guys have suffered for a long time. You've been through cancellations. You've been through Dr. Karen, and now you got to deal with Doctor Whom. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.